as part of that particular respective SDLC models, we need to take care about in understanding waterfall model and then taking care about V model and then considering the Agile. So we got other models also there, but mainly we need to take care about in understanding these particular respective models. So we need to take care about in understanding what exactly that particular advantages and then taking with drawbacks of these particular respective SDLC models. In the if I'm taking with this particular waterfall model, we used to be get mentioned that waterfall model is the very first model which has been introduced in this particular IT industry. I mean, from the day one of IT, from the day one of IT, we need to be get able to see that waterfall model has been available, but it got its own drawbacks, it got its own advantages. In real time, what kind of model need to be used? It's totally depends on that particular project or it will depends on that particular client. As a tester or developer, you are not taking care about in deciding or in conforming that particular respective model that has been taking care about in conforming at the time of kickoff meeting. Meaning of kickoff meeting, what is it? Project confirmation. At the time of project has been conforming to that particular IT company, at that time itself, it will take care about in deciding that particular respective model. So once that particular model has been decided, according to that particular respective model, we need to take care about and continued that particular respective activities. In that, if we take with waterfall, it got drawbacks, it got advantages. What is the first drawback of waterfall? What is it? Step by step process. The first drawback of waterfall, we can say that step by step process. I mean, we need to be get taking care about in saying that one particular step has to be totally completed, then only we need to be get start with next phase. Until unless one particular phase has to be completed, we cannot go with next phase. In simple, we used to be get mentioned the step by step process. That is the first drawback. What is another drawback? Second drawback. Any major issues has been identified. Need to start from first phase. Any kind of major issues has been identified. Need to be get take care about getting started from first phase. So that is what we need to take care about. The second drawback. What is the next one? What is it? Time taking. So which need to be get mentioning the time taking because of always getting started from that particular first step. It will take more time to get complete that particular project. That is what we need to be get taking care about in having with drawbacks. In the same way, we got advantages. What is the first advantage? Small kind of project. While working this particular waterfall model, we can consider that the first advantage, small kind of project. Because of the project has been very small, it will make you more comfortable to get understand the requirement. If we got understand the requirement, it will be easy to understand, easy to develop, and easy to test it. That is what we need to be get mentioned out. The first advantage. What is the second advantage? Requirements will be provided in very detailed. So if I'm taking with waterfall model, according to that particular process of the respective waterfall model, the requirements will be provided in a very detail. Because of requirements are provided in the very detail, it will be more easy to understand and it will be easy to develop and test it. In the same way, what is the last advantage? Further enhancements will not be provided. According to the concept of waterfall model, there is no concept of your further enhancement. I mean, once that particular project has been completed, it doesn't require to continue that particular respective development activity or testing activity. So there is no concept of further enhancement. So because of that, this doesn't require to go with any of development or any testing. It's saying that one-time activity. That is how we need to be get considering the advantage while working that particular respective waterfall model. Whatever drawbacks we got in waterfall model, we need to take care about overcome in V model. We can call as V model or we can consider the verification and what is it? Validation. We can call as V model or we can consider the verification and validation model. So if I'm taking with this particular respective V model, it got its own advantages and then taking care about its own drawbacks. The first advantage of this particular respective V model. What is the first advantage? Development activities and testing activities will be started from day one of the project. So according to the process of V model, from the day one itself, we can take care about in getting started that particular development activities and taking care about the testing activities. I mean, as part of V model, both the activities can be done parallelly. That is what we used to take care about the first advantage. What is the second advantage? Possibility of identifying the issues in starting stages. Meaning of starting stages? As early as possible. I mean, while working this particular V model, we got a possibility, we got an option of development team and testing team can take care about working together because of both the teams has been taking care about in working together. Both the teams has been taking care about in working together. They can understand with the requirements in more better way and they can come up with in identifying that particular issues in the starting stages. Not like all the things in one day, not like all the things in one day, but need to be get take care about in coming up with possibility of identifying with the issues in the starting stages. This is what we need to be get take care about in considering the advantages. In the same way, you got a drawbacks also. If we take with V model, what is the first drawback? Dependency on documentation. According to the concept of V model, it's mandatory that need to take care about that particular documentation. Until unless that particular requirement documents are not available, the documentation is not available, we can't go with that particular respective coding activity or testing activity. So that we need to take care about in having that particular respective this V model. And then second drawback. What is the second drawback? Client need to wait for more time to see project visibility in in live environment. The client has to take care about to wait for more time to see the project visibility in the live environment, because according to that particular concept of V model, we don't have any possibility and we don't have an option of in releasing into the live after completion of particular build. Assume that your build one release and build one testing completed. After build one testing is completed, after build one testing is completed, we are not having the option in getting moving into live environment, or even build to completed. After build to is completed, we are not having the option in moving into live environment. It's mandatory that all the builds need to be completed. Once it got completed, once it got completed, all that particular builds, and after completion of all the testing, then it will take care about in moving into live environment. So to take care about to perform all these particular activities, definitely it will take in a time. So that means if you are thinking about the client perspective, if you think about that particular client perspective, the client need to be get wait for more time to see that particular project visibility in live environment. So this is what we need to take care about in having advantages and then taking with drawbacks of the SWE model. To get overcome all these particular drawbacks, we need to take care about in utilizing with Agile model. But before going with Agile model, before understanding this particular Agile model, most of the time in the interviews very regularly, in the interviews very regularly, there is a chance of you will be getting with the question. In the interview, there is a chance of you will be getting with the question in asking about the very regular question and the very common question in saying that difference between verification and validation. What is the question? Difference between verification and validation. So very regularly you can expect with the question in saying that difference between verification and validation. Nothing but V model only. Nothing but V model only. The one question like explain V model. The one question we can say that explain V model, that is one particular question. But apart from that, most of the time, most of the time, very regularly, you can expect with the question in saying that explain. I mean, difference between difference between verification and validation. So we need to begin understand it. We need to begin understand it. What exactly the difference between verification and validation. So let's understand in a very detailed on that. After that, we'll take care about in understanding that particular aspective agile concept. So let's go with take with the new heading. Write with the new heading. Mention that. Write with the new heading. Mention that difference between verification and validation. Write with the new heading. Write with the new heading. Mention the difference between verification and validation. All the online students also. All the online students also, please take care about writing with the new heading in mentioning the verification. I mean, difference between verification and validation, and then make a note of these particular points. Write with the heading of difference of verification and validation, and then make a note of these particular respective difference. Just make a note of these particular respective points. Write with the new heading difference of verification and validation, and then make a note of these particular respective points. All the online students also, please make a note of that particular points. Take with the points in the very correct way. The same thing, you guys need to be get comfortable. The same thing, you need to be get comfortable in explaining that particular respective interviews. Please take care about all that particular difference. All the online students also, please take care about all these particular steps. Just make a note of all that particular respective points. All the online students also, please make a note of that particular respective points. ఎందుకు రోజు లేట్గా వస్తున్నారు? ఇంకో అబ్బాయి మీతో పాటే, మీ ఫ్రెండ్ ఉండాలిగా, ఎందుకు? All the online students, please make a note of that particular respective points. Just make sure that to make a note of all that particular respective points. Make a note of all that particular points. The same thing need to be get comfortable in explain as part of that particular interview. Written. Any points, sir? Then online students, is that done? Right. So let's understand what exactly mean by this. As simple as you need to be get comfortable. You need to be get comfortable in taking care about in explaining the difference between verification and validation. Explain V model. That part is totally different. Explain V model. Both are verification and validation only. But in case of interview, you need to be get very clear in understanding what exactly that particular respective question. The one you can explain V model. Along with that, you can expect the question in saying that this particular difference between verification and validation. That is what you need to be get very clear on that. In that, in that, the first point, the very first common understanding, verification activities. Verification activities are taking care by, taking care by, taken care by developer. The verification activities taking with the verification activities are taken care by development team. In the same way, we got taking with validation. If I'm taking with validation, if I'm taking with validation, taking care by, taking care by tester. The regular understanding, first understanding, verification activities are taking care by development team. Validation activities are taking care by testing team. Now, see the difference here. If I'm taking with the verification, nothing but development team, they are writing with the code. They are taking care about developing the code. It's not like just developing the code. That particular development team, it's not like taking care about just developing the code. What exactly the code has been written, they need to be get making sure that that particular code has to be working fine. That means before releasing to testing team, before releasing to the testing team, they are taking care about in doing that particular white box testing, and then they are making sure that that particular code working fine. Nothing but that particular application should be working fine. So if I'm taking with that particular verification, whatever the code they got developed it, that particular code is working in the correct way or not. That is what they are taking it as part of that particular respective verification process. And then need to be avoid the mobiles. ఇప్పటికి చాలాసార్లు చెప్పాను, వచ్చింది ఈరోజు నా క్లాస్కి. I can easily remember who are attending the class, who are not attending the class. I may not remember your faces. Sorry, I may not remember your names, but 100% I'll remember the faces here. If you meet me after 20 years back also, I can remember. That kind of storage is there. That kind of hard disk is there. So be very careful in the classroom. Okay. More than that storage. You guys are very new to Amirpet people. I'm not very new to the Amirpet. I done with a lot of batches here. I can easily remember that who are the people are attending which batch, how many sessions they are attending it. That faces I can easily remember it. So please take care about that particular sessions attending in the very proper way. Taking with this particular verification activity. So if I'm taking with these particular verification activity, so need to be get taken care by development team. That particular respective development team, it's not like just writing the code. Once they got right with the code, they need to make sure that that code has been working fine. So further, they are taking care about that particular respective white box testing. So as part of that particular development team, to make sure that their code has to be working fine, they need to be taking care about in involving doing with the steps of inspection, or what is the next one, review, or what is the next one, walkthrough. What exactly the meaning of inspection and taking with review and walkthrough? What is the meaning of that particular statement? What exactly the meaning of that particular statement? The best example, it can take care about your exams here. Is it done with your BTech exams, degree exams, whatever it can be? When you guys has been taking care about in writing with the exam, first you will take care about in writing the exam. You will do your preparation and then you will take care about in writing with the exam. Once you write the exam, once you write with the exam, in common, in general, if you take with the last 5 minutes, when you're writing the exam, once your whole exam completed, in the last 5 minutes, what you will do? In the last 5 minutes, what you will do? You'll open micro Xerox. No, right? In the last 5 minutes, what you will do? You will take care about in verifying, right? In the last 5 minutes, you will just cross check that either written all the things in the correct one or not. I mean, you're already written the exam. You're already written with the exam, but in the last 5 minutes, just for the confirmation, you are taking care about in verifying all the things are done in the correct way or not. So that is what exactly you are taking with verification. In that, you got in a concept of inspection. As simple as when you guys are writing with the final exam, you may heard about the exam score. Exam score? No, everything is free. No exam score. You'll have that, right? What is the use of that particular people? Exam score, what they will do? They will do that inspection. Either you guys has been following the respective standards while writing with the exam. That means what exactly the exam you are writing, what exactly the exam you are writing, according to that particular exam, you have to take care about in following some standards here. That standards has been followed or not, just these particular exam score will take care about in doing that particular inspection. The same concept applied in development team. Development team, they are developing the code perfectly okay. But once they're done with developing the code, that particular code has been developed in correct way or not? Is that they got followed the programming standards, or that particular company's standards followed or not? That particular development lead will take care about in doing inspection. So the meaning of inspection, once that particular development team completed in writing with the code, that particular development lead has been taking care about in doing the inspection to confirm that that particular development team followed the programming standards or not. Because writing the code perfectly okay, but that particular code also they need to be get follow the respective standards. Because of that, you may heard about this level one. If it take with IT companies, you may heard about MNC. Meaning of MNC? Multinational companies. We can call as level 5. What is it? Level 5. And then we got level 4, level 3, level 2, level 1. Level 1 and level 2 startup companies. All the startup companies, we can say that level 1 and level 2. After that, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. There is no concept of level 6 up to level 5. Why you are having these particular differences? If you are taking with level 1 and level 2, you can't expect with the more standards here. That is how the people will say that those are startup companies. From level 3, they need to be follow the standards. Level 4, more standards need to be followed. And level 5, they need to be get follow with all the accurate standards here. So according to that particular respective companies, that particular standards has been followed or not, those things has been done with inspection or that will be reviewed and even walk through also same thing. Once development team has been completed that particular respective development activity, that particular respective this development lead will take care about in doing the inspection in confirming that all that particular respective standards has been followed or not. So that is what you need to take care about verification. By doing that, by doing all these things, they are coming up with in confirming that is there any bugs before releasing to the testing. This verification activity is taking care about before releasing to the development team. All these activities need to be done. I mean, in the before, they have to see that is there any bugs in that particular application. So that is what we need to take care about the verification activity. Along with that, they have to take care about the software architecture. According to the IT industry, according to the IT industry, there is a concept of software architecture. According to the concept of software architecture, you may heard about one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture. According to the IT industry, in the IT industry, there is a concept of one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, and three-tier architecture. Just for today, look into the terminologies in detail. You will understand in the coming part. I mean, as part of development team, that particular development team, they have to take care about in following with what kind of architecture they need to be using as part of that project or as part of that particular client. So all these activities need to be get. All these particular activities need to be get taken care about as part of verification. As simple as the conclusion is the development team done the development activity. Is that they followed all the standards or not? Is that they got developed the code in the correct way or not? And their code has been working correctly or not? All these activities they have to take care about as part of verification. Once this is done, that particular bill will be releasing to testing team. Meaning of the bill? Meaning of the build? What is it? Executable file or URL. So the meaning of bill, we can say that executable file or URL. Okay. So in that, if I'm taking with that particular build has been released to the testing team, that particular build has been released to the testing team. Testing team need to check that, we need to cross check that either it has been developed in the correct way or not. Development team already they verified it, but as a testing team we are validating it, we are giving the confirmation either they have been done in the correct way or not. So as part of that particular validation will come up with in identifying bugs in the application. To identify bugs in the application, to identify bugs in the application, we need to take care about in performing different types of testing. To identify the bugs in the application, we have to take care about in performing different types of testing. This is mentioned like these particular type, but not like taking care about only this particular thing. As part of that particular project will take care about in performing different types of testing and will make sure that that particular application is working correctly. So we'll confirm that that particular application has been working correctly. So that is what we can take care about validation. So the one it will be taking with verification activity and the one you will be taking with validation activity. In simple way, if you want to understand, the verification is nothing but writing whether the exam. Validation is correcting the exam. Verification, writing the exam. Validation, correcting the exam. That is what your very simple understanding of verification and validation. Definitely, you can expect this particular regular question. You need to be get comfortable. You need to be get comfortable in explaining the difference between verification and validation. So this is what taking care about the whole concept of taking with waterfall model and then taking with V model. So need to be get take care about this particular waterfall model and need to take care about this particular V model. But apart from these two, the very most important one as part of this current IT industry, as part of this particular current IT industry, the very most important one we need to begin understand that what exactly mean by this particular respective Agile. We have waterfall model and V model also. But apart from all these particular things, if I'm taking with this particular current IT market, in this particular respective current IT market, you need to be get more comfortable in understanding this particular respective Agile. So let's understand in a very detail what exactly mean by this particular Agile and how we can take care about in implementing this particular respective Agile here. Let's see that. Let's look into that. See here. Now, if I'm taking with, just take with main heading, right with the main heading, mentioning that Agile. All online students also, please take care about in writing with the new heading, mention that Agile. Okay. Right. So let's understand what exactly mean by this and how exactly we can take care about these particular respective model. Now, if I'm taking with Agile, mainly we need to be get comfortable. Mainly we need to be get comfortable in understanding the terminologies. What is it? The terminologies of Agile. We need to be get understand what exactly the terms, nothing but the terminologies of Agile. A very rare cases in the interview, you can expect that asking the question in saying that explain Agile model rather than asking the question explain Agile model, they will take care about in asking the question related to the Agile terminologies rather than directly asking the question in saying that explain Agile model. Most of the time they will take care about in asking the question saying that explain Agile terminologies. So need to be get comfortable. You need to be get comfortable in explaining what exactly the terms related to. You need to be get comfortable in explaining what exactly the terms related to Agile. In this current market, Agile not like in a very small subject. It's not like just one or two terminologies. There are n number of terminologies are there. Almost Agile itself is a 1 month of training program. That kind of terminologies are there in Agile. But that is with the respective of higher level, with the respective of test or manager. In case of test lead or taking with manager level, they will take care about that particular Agile. You may heard about Agile certifications. What about it? There is a concept of Agile certification. How you are having Java certification, the .NET certification, testing certification. Similar to that, you got a concept of Agile certification. Maximum of the test lead or manager. The test lead or manager will take care about in doing that particular respective certifications. To clear that particular Agile certification, you have to take care about that 1 month of training program in a more detail here. But we are not into that level. As part of testing, as part of tester, we need to be get comfortable. As part of tester, we need to be get comfortable in understanding what exactly that particular terminologies are there. So let's take care about in understanding step by step. Okay, see that. So the very first thing, rather than considering as Agile model, we can say that Agile model, but rather than Agile model, most of the time, we used to be preferred to call us Agile process. Both are same. Don't be confused at all. We can call us Agile process or we can call us Agile model. Both will be the same. Both are same, but most of the time will prefer to call us Agile process rather than Agile model. We used to be get prefer in saying that Agile process. Okay, it can be Agile process or it can be Agile model. The concept will be the same. Need to be get comfortable taking care about in understanding what exactly that particular terminologies. Let's go with that. Now, in Agile, see the concept. All the online students also. If I'm taking with Agile, the very first terminology and the very most important terminology in Agile, the very first terminology or the very most important terminology as part of Agile. We can say that terminology, we can say that taking with Scrum Master. What is the terminology? Scrum Master, Dance Master. Scrum Master or Dance Master? Not Dance Master. What is it? Scrum Master. In Agile, in Agile, the very first terminology and the very most important terminology as part of Agile, we can say that Scrum Master. The Scrum Master, one job role. How we are saying that developer is one job, testing is one job. In the same way, Scrum Master also one particular job role related to Agile. Related to Agile, the Scrum Master will be playing. Related to the Agile, the Scrum Master will be playing a very important job role. Saying that if I take with Scrum Master, what exactly he has to do it? Let's consider developer. What is the job role of the developer? Job role of developer? Coding. In the same way, what is the job role of tester? Job role of tester? Testing. In the same way, job role of Scrum Master. What is the job role of Scrum Master? The job role of Scrum Master. The job role of Scrum Master, he has to take care about, he need to take care about communicating with client. The Scrum Master need to take care about in communicating with client, and then taking care about in gathering requirements. See the understanding? Don't be confused. If I'm taking with the job role of Scrum Master, the job role of Scrum Master, he has to take care about communicating with client and taking care about requirements gathering, because he was the main person as part of that Agile, and he was one of the senior person. Because of that particular Scrum Master, taking care about in communicating with client, the Scrum Master taking care about communicating with client, and then taking care about in gathering with requirements. That means they will discuss it. The Scrum Master will start discussing with the client and will take the discussion. So client, what exactly the software you are expecting? What exactly your requirements are related to? Then client will explain. All the requirement. Once client has been explained the requirement, the Scrum Master, the senior person, having the more experience. So what exactly the requirements are explained by the client, he can easily understand what are all that particular requirements. Once he got understand that particular requirements, what he will do? Is that Scrum Master will do the development activity? He got the requirement. He gathered all the requirement from the client. Because of gathering all the requirement from the client, is that he will take care about doing the development activity? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Is it Scrum Master will take care about doing the development activity? Or is that he will do the testing activity? Then what he will do? What he will do? He was not doing any development activity, not doing any test activity, then just gathering what he will do. He gathered the requirement, that part is done. He communicated with the client and he gathered all the requirement. That part completed. Now the Scrum Master is very well knowing about what exactly the requirements provided by the client. He was very clear on that. After that, what he will do? Is it he'll go with development? Is it he'll go with development? Is it the Scrum Master will write the code? Yes or no, guys? No, he will not do that. Is it he will do the testing? Is that Scrum Master will do the testing? No. Then what he will do is, once he got gathered the requirements, all that requirements, all that particular requirements, he was taking care about in delivering, in explaining to that project manager. I mean, once Scrum Master got understand all the requirements, what exactly that requirements are there, that particular requirements, he was taking care about in delivering or in explaining to that particular respective project manager. Now, project manager and Scrum Master, both the people are the senior level. Project manager, is that project manager fresher level? Is that you guys directly project manager? Yes or no, guys? No, right? No project manager. No. So the project manager, like a senior person, the Scrum Master and project manager. First, the Scrum Master will explain all the requirements to him, and both the people will start communicating together. First, that particular both the people will start communicating together and they will understand all the requirements in the very proper way. Now, Scrum Master clear about the requirement, project manager clear about the requirement, both the people communicating together, and then they got confirmed all the requirement. Now these two people cross-check with the requirement, they got finalized the requirement. Requirements are finalized. That part completed. As requirements are finalized, now is that project manager is taking care about development activity? Is that project manager will do development? Yes or no? No. Is that project manager will do the testing activity? Is that project manager will do the testing activity? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Okay. So that project manager is not doing any development, and then project manager is not doing any testing. Then who has to do development? Who has to do development? Development ever surely. KCR will develop. KCR is totally free, sir. He will develop the whole application, sir. And then KTR will test the application, sir. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then Jagan will release the application. Uh-huh. Uh, uh-huh. Uh. So here, if I'm taking with this particular development activity need to take care by development team. But that particular development team, on which basis they have to do the development? On which basis they have to do the development? Based on client requirement. That requirements already clear by Scrum Master and Project Manager. These two people already clear about the requirement. Based on that requirement, this development team need to take care about that particular development activity. See the concept. As Scrum Master, Project Manager already clear about requirements. Now, according to that requirements, development team need to take care about that coding or development activity. Along with that, testing team need to take care about testing activity. So the development team and testing team, both the people need to perform their activities based on requirements. That requirements already clear by Scrum Master, Project Manager. Those people are clear, but still development team, testing team, they are not clear what exactly the requirement. Because of that, now all these people will have a meeting. Who are the people? Scrum Master, Project Manager, Development Team, Testing Team. All these people will have a meeting. In that meeting, this Project Manager will start explaining the requirement, saying that development team, this is what the requirements, this is what our client expectation. According to this, development need to be done. At the same time, he will explain to the testing team also. Testing team, this is what our requirement. According to the client expectation, testing activities need to be done. Now assume that as part of that real-time standard, all these particular people, or the people, Scrum Master, Project Manager, Development Team, Testing Team, all are conducted one meeting. Project Manager has been started explaining all the requirements for 2 hours without any break. For 2 hours without any break, he explained all the requirements. All the requirements explained, completed. As all the requirements has been explained, the 2 hours completed, the meeting completed. Now development team need to start development, testing team need to start testing. Both the people came to their laptop or system. They got to open the laptop and both the people open the laptop. Now developer, what he has to do? Coding. On which basis? Requirement. Who explained the requirement? Project manager. How many hours? 2 hours they explained. After 2 hours he came back. You open the laptop, you forgot all the things. Because 2 hours without any break, just they explained all the requirements. Is that you will be able to remember? Yes or no, guys? Whatever the requirements explained by the project manager for the 2 hours, is that he will able to remember or not? Yes or no? He'll remember or not? No. Then how we'll do the development? Uh-huh. What is it? Documentation. So if they just explain by conducting with the meeting as the human beings, we can't remember all the things what they got explained. Rather than that, rather than that, in that 2 hours, if the project manager given some document to all the individual people, and then he explained, saying that this is what our requirement. As they given the document, by referring the document, can we go with our development and testing? Yes or no? So that means the project manager has been given some document. And the document has been given means first it's need to be documented. So that documentation, rather than saying the document, according to the Agile, that document name we are calling as product. What is it? Product backlog. Requirement document only. Requirement document, regular terminology. According to the Agile, what is the terminology? Product backlog. According to the Agile, we are saying that product backlog. Whereas in that document, requirements are documented in high level. We can say that high level requirements. Product backlog is nothing but high level requirements. So what is mean by product backlog? What is mean by product backlog? High level requirements, or we can say that high level document or high level design. Just for today, look into the terminologies. I'll give all the clear explanation. You will get the clear picture. Today looks like some confusion. Today it looks like some confusion. By tomorrow, we'll get the clear picture. By tomorrow, I'll get the clear picture. See the understanding. We got project manager. That project manager need to be document the requirement. What exactly they got documented, we are calling as product backlog. Meaning of product backlog, high level requirement. That high level requirement consider as high level design or high level document. Okay. Based on this, we got epic. What is it? Epic. That epic is nothing but requirements. What is it? Requirements. That epic is nothing but requirements. Based on that, I got one more terminology saying that user story. What is it? User story. The meaning of user story, we can say that low level requirement, or we can consider low level design. I mean, all these are Agile terminologies. Everything you'll understand in detail. Just look into the terminologies. We got Scrum Master. From the Scrum Master, project manager. From the project manager, product backlog. From the product backlog, epic. From the epic, user story. From the user story, it will be taking with sprint plan. What is it? Sprint plan. The meaning of sprint. The meaning of sprint. What is it? Process. From the sprint plan, you will be taking with sprint release. From the sprint plan, you will be taking with sprint release. That sprint release taking with multiple sprint, taking with sprint 1 and taking with this particular sprint 2. So that is how it will continue. It will continue with multiple sprints. I mean, for now, if we just look into terminologies according to the Agile, what is the first terminology? First terminology. Scrum Master. That is the first terminology and the very most important terminology. From the Scrum Master, what do you got? Project Manager. From that, product backlog. From that, epic. From that, user story. From that, sprint plan. From that, sprint release. From that, sprint 1, sprint 2, that it will continue. Still, lot of terminologies are there. Just for now, look into the terminologies only. Tomorrow, I'll try to give one example. By that, I'll get in a very clear picture what exactly that particular respective Agile is related to. In case, if we complete this particular Agile by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I mean on Monday, so then we can take care about in stopping this theory, the SDLC part, and then we'll take care about our project testing here. So before getting started our project, at any cost, you need to take care about comfortable about all these things here. Tomorrow,